Hi everyone. So hope you are doing well. So let me share my screen and show you. So we have created a presentation. In this webinar, we'll discuss about like what is e-commerce and why this security, cyber security is important for a e-commerce business. And then we're going to disclose like some key vulnerability in e-commerce application, and then later stage we'll discuss how we can fix and secure our application from attackers. So before jumping into, so let me introduce myself. So this is Pavitra Kumar Shah. I am CEO and co-founder of Qualysec Technologies. I have in the cybersecurity field, it's almost 7 years of experience I do have. I do have conducted many penetration testing in my past, and we have a lot of e-commerce clients that we help them to securing their applications. So let's start, and moving up forward. First, we're going to discuss why security is important for e-commerce application, because every different industry have different segmentation, right? Everything is different. So in e-commerce application, the first why people need is to protect their customer data. A e-commerce application contain lot of sensitive information like your credit card details, your transaction details, your personal address, your mobile number, your age, date of birth. Everything will like we are going to provide, assuming like it's a Amazon, like Amazon.com e-commerce platform, right? You are providing every details like the credit card, the address, your sensitive information. Those things Amazon should have taken care, right? So for that, they need penetration testing. The second reason is the financial loss. E-commerce means the financial transaction. Somebody want to buy something, they just use their credit card or debit card and buy it. So a financial transaction is happening. So if any hacker interfere it, right? So there will be definitely financial losses will going to affect the company itself. So what are those costs? Like what are those financial loss? First is someone try to hack it. Okay, then like let's say someone try to uh, hack the database, theft it, right? And then whenever some like hacking, let's say some incident is happened, right? And then there are some legal costs will also included. So that's why the financial cost also affected the e-commerce companies. Third is the compliance requirement. Why people need, why e-commerce application need the penetration testing or security is because of some of the compliances. Those are like PCI DSS compliance, GDPR compliance, SOC 2 compliance, or ISO 27001 compliance. So those compliance is mandatory in different country in different industries. So for compliance requirement also they need security. Second is to ensure the business continuity. Like for example, let's say their application is their everything, right? So if someone does it, okay, or if someone just like hijack it, break it, then it will directly affect the business. To ensure the business continuity, they need security. And last one is to protect the intellectual property. Whatever the intellectual property they have, whatever those designs, those confidential information, those trade secret, those customer data. This is very important for a business. To make them secure, they need the e-commerce application. If I move to the like, what are those common risks associated with the e-commerce applications? So like starting with the very common and it is also very impactable vulnerability. It is comes under a very critical vulnerability, which is payment manipulation. What is this payment manipulation means? Like a hacker can change a product price. For example, we go to Myntra, Flipkart, okay? We buy a dress, let's say it's content 2000 INR, okay? And how, like in certain steps, we can buy it with 1 rupee or 2 rupee, okay? And how we do it? So we actually taken a screenshot from of our previous assessment with a e-commerce application. We also found a payment manipulation vulnerability there. We have added a screenshot here. The first one is there is a package for 12 months we are actually buying, and which price is 205 250 USD only. Okay, so this is the price, okay, to buy a 12-month package, a platinum package, the price is 250 US dollar. We capture those requests in our Bob suite. This is actually called parameter manipulation. So like we actually manipulate the parameter, and from we change the amount of 250 in our Bob suite to $1, and then we forwarded the request. You can see it cost us those whole package. It cost us $1 only, and like then we can go for the PayPal payment. So you can see like this is a direct impact on the business. Like something we can buy, like something the existing amount or the original amount is like 250. We are actually buying it at $1. So this is the very impact. It will gonna impact their business, and in some cases it will gonna like destroy their whole reputation, destroy their whole business and profit. Moving forward in the next vulnerabilities, like which is also very common and which is very unique to the e-commerce applications. Those things are not found in different applications. Is the coupon manipulation. Like you remember, like some of the application contain coupon. Okay, if you have certain coupon or not. For example, we are using Zomato, right? Zomato or Swiggy. There are certain coupon section are there. Like, okay, you have to put coupon for the 20% off or 50% off, like this, right? And we can use it once, right? How a hacker can use it multiple times, like how we manipulate the coupon to get 100% discount. So those kind of testing rules comes under this coupon manipulation. How we do it? Like we capture the request in Bob suite. We see, okay, whether there is any time account like amount, like once per account and at a time, right, during the checkout. Is it like we can use it at only once or not? If we are using it multiple times, we are going to hamper their business. We can buy something like every time at 50%. And this also coupon manipulation, we can like change it. Let's say something is cost 15% off, we can change it to 100% off, and we can buy it with zero money. So this is also very important in the e-commerce application. And there are several other vulnerabilities are there. For example, authentication risk. So in a e-commerce application, the user, those are buying from their platform, so they're going to log into their application, right? So we'll check, and we'll like there are different vulnerabilities, like how we can take over someone's account, how we bypass the login page. So those security risks comes under this authentication risk. And then there is the DDoS attack, is very popular in e-commerce application. What is the meaning of the DDoS? Is a distributed denial of service attack, like a thousand of requests, like a bot, like a hacker is run a bot, and 1,000 of requests are hitting the server, right? Then the server will got breakdown, right? The server error will show, the server will slow down, maybe it got crash, right? In this case, the site will not open. How a user can buy it, right? And this is very simple. Any newbie, any just knowing some certain bot, they can actually apply and like take down some of the sites. And these are the some common vulnerabilities. And there are different lot more vulnerabilities is actually affecting a e-commerce application, but those 4 things are very specific to the e-commerce. Moving forward, so okay, so this is like we discuss about like why security is important for e-commerce, and we also discuss, okay, what are those common vulnerabilities, right? Then what is the different type of security measure we can use to protect a application or a website, right? So first, we have to use multiple layer of security. So if you have an application, if you have an e-commerce business, use multi-layer security, use data encryption, use multi-factor authentication. Okay, so this will going to prevent those unauthorized access or data breaches. Right? Then you have to set up a firewall, like those WAF. In a web, if you are using any web application, there is a WAF, web application firewall. So you have to use those firewall. This will going to block unauthorized access. This will going to block those DDoS attacks. and it will going to blacklist their IP who is trying, or who will like going to put some sensitive script on your application. Is to have to secure your APIs, like whatever the backend APIs, how your authentication working, how your encryption, how your access control is working. Those things, those backend API, you have to secure it. Otherwise, we're going to secure the front end, but whenever someone is capture the request and play with the APIs, that will going to impact it. So you have to secure the API as well. And the fourth is you have to use secure payment gateway. So like the Stripe, the PayPal, they are actually very secure, and there are a lot of different secure payment aggregator are there. You can use their payment gateway to like so that those kind of payment gateway manipulation, payment manipulation, those things will never happen. And last, but the most important thing you have to do for a web application is to do a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing on your application. So this is very important, because at the end, whether you have a Fortune 500 company or a startup, a hacker or a bot will don't like compare. The bot will crawl every request of your application and hack it, right? So this vulnerability assessment is very important, and a periodic vulnerability assessment is much more important. And how this vulnerability assessment, so this vulnerability assessment is called VAPT, like vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. These are actually two different words. Like vulnerability assessment means do the scannings, verify it, and in penetration testing, go a deep more inside and exploit the vulnerability, right? So I'll do an example, like how does this VAPT will going to keep, like will going to secure the e-commerce application. First, we have to do a deep level penetration testing, not just scanning. Scanning will just give you those small issues, not those kind of like account takeover, not those kind of payment gateway or coupon manipulation, because the tool does not have brain. A human mind have a brain, right? The tool is just a preloaded script. It will treated your application as common, but your application is not common. There are different unique functionality it has. Your different technology you are using, different functionality there is, right? So deep penetration testing is important, where we have to identify the vulnerability yearly. Means before a hacker hack it, we have to hack, and we have to check whether we are actually hackable or not. So we have to identify those vulnerabilities using both the method, using automation as well as manual. Because see, automation have some merits, also some demerits. Manual also have some merits that also contain some demerits. So we have to combine those things in a very unique way. We call it as, in our language, we call it as process based. So in this way, we make sure that our application, we got a proper penetration testing page, we scan it, we validate it, we exploit it, and we make sure that our application is secure. So in this way, those automation and manual we have to use. Then exploiting the vulnerability, like chaining those vulnerabilities. Like for example, we found a weak password policy, like your application, let's say, having weak password, and it's also have a excessive session, like excessive brute force attack, right? We combine those things to take over someone account. We, let's say, there is certain, for example, there is certain base 64 code you are using during the password reset. How we can use those sensitive information to exploit and take over someone other's account. So this exploiting vulnerability also very important. This exploiting vulnerability is included in payment gateway testing, those coupon testing, authorization testing, authentication testing, business logic testing. So exploiting vulnerability also important. Then we exploit the vulnerability. We do the code scan, we do the like automation and manual, and we will exploit the vulnerability. But it is much more important than like we have to fix those things, right? Otherwise, we only know, okay, our application have this many vulnerability, but we are not doing anything. We have to fix those vulnerabilities. Like the development team actually fixing it, and in our company also help the development team to fix those issues. So fixing the vulnerability, there should be certain steps. Okay, those things, those steps we have to follow to fix the vulnerabilities. So fixing the vulnerability is also very important part. And then have to do the retest. So we found the vulnerability, we fix it. But how do you know whether that whatever the fix we have put in, or like implemented are properly implemented or not. So that's why the retesting also very important. So a deep penetration testing is needed. It's like minimum like 1 year, like once a year. Otherwise, we can do it continuously. And this content identify the vulnerability, exploiting the vulnerability, fix the vulnerability, and retest it to ensure okay our application is completely secure. And then there are different like companies and making their application big. Every day they change the code, right? That time they need a continuous BS scan. They may not need a deep penetration testing, but continuous BS scan is important for them. Like every quarter or any major code changes, whichever comes first, they should go for a BS scan, continuous BS scan. Where like the pen testing company will scan the new feature, whatever the new feature or new code has been implemented, and during this 3 months, if there any other vulnerability arise in your application or not. So those things is very important, and we have to do it on a continuous basis. So if I talk about like there are some of companies actually we help to make their e-commerce application secure, and I like to give you like 2 ideas, like 2 case studies how we actually help them. So initiate with the first case study. So there is a Middle East e-commerce company, is a very huge company, and since of their popularity, they faced DDoS attack and brute force attack. Because once a company got successful, there are different competitors, there are different jealous people, or there are different bots, right? They try to hack their website, try to break down their application, and try to diminish their business. That's why they face some DDoS attack and brute force attack on their web application, and they come to us and ask us, okay, Pavitra, we are actually very frustrated because some people are actually attacking our application, and we need to do a very deep penetration testing. We don't need any BS scan, and where we say, okay, you are come to the right place. We are not actually limited ourselves to BS scans. We actually do the pen testing, and we perform pen testing. It's take around 2 weeks, and we found 19 different vulnerabilities there in their application, and 4 were high and 3 were critical. And among them, we also found like SSTI, server issue, as well as coupon manipulation issue. Those things also we found in their application. And at the end, like when we found the vulnerability, we provide a report, we help their development to fix it, and we do a retesting to ensure that okay whether actually all the issues are fixed or not. And we help them to set up the WAF as well. And like it's been more than 6 months, and they didn't receive a single DOS attack yet, because we already protect their application, and those DOS attack, a WAF is actually filtering it and protect their application. And the second case is very interesting. Is a Nigerian client. It's a Nigerian client, and they have an application, and they come to me and come to us like they need a ISO 27001 compliance because they want to expand their business in US region, and there are also some investment opportunity they are like they facing. That's why they are going for a ISO 27001 compliance, and we perform the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing for them, and we identify 31 vulnerabilities in their application, and including 5 critical and 3 high. And in those critical, we found payment manipulation, we found server takeover, we found account takeover, so we found SQL injection. So in their application, we found a lot of the vulnerabilities, and the client was surprised that okay, I just thought we may found like 4 or 5 vulnerabilities, but at the end they received 31 vulnerabilities. And anyhow, we help their development team to fix those things. We make sure that their application are properly secure, not just we just provide them, but we make sure that their application secure. And the client got very happy. They also refer few other clients. Like that's why we have also reached to, there are different Nigerian companies that we already work with, like through the reference of this client. So these are some few case study how we help other clients in the e-commerce business. And if I talk about like Qualysec, so we are a cybersecurity company who is purely focused on the penetration testing. And we are the only very few company in the world that is following the process-based testing, and we have it's been 3.5 years. We are actually in this journey to making the digital space secure, and we have worked with 110 clients over 18 different countries around the globe, and we successfully secure 450 applications. And till now, the best part of our journey is till now we didn't receive a single data breach from any of our existing clients. So this is representing how effective and efficient our process-based penetration testing is. And if I talk about what are the multiple offerings that we provide to e-commerce companies and e-commerce business, there are if you have any web application, we can help you in securing it. Mobile application, network or cloud application, we can help you to make sure that your application infrastructure will be secure. So this is all about why security is important for e-commerce, to why you should choose BAPT to make sure that your application is secure, and why in BAPT why you should choose Qualysec for the BAPT assessment. I believe if you have any questions, let me check in the section. If anyone have any question, I'd love to answer that. Okay. Can we do penetration testing in live application? Yes, we can do penetration testing in live application. It's depend. Like, for example, if you are a huge company and there are a lot of users are coming to your application, we prefer go for the pre-production test, like the same application, same environment, same configuration, but different isolated environment. Okay. So in that case, we'll do the testing, we'll do everything. Those DOS attack we try, brute force, we try everything to manipulate everything. But yes, to give you a short answer, yes, we can do the perform penetration testing in a live environment and live application. But it's better to go for a pre-production environment. And also in Qualysec, we have a policy that will make sure that during our testing, your application never got broken. Okay, so there is another question: how many days take to test the application? So for an e-commerce application, it is usually 8 to 12 days for the penetration testing, and 2 to 3 days for the retest. And for the development, it will take 1 to 2 weeks to fix those issues. Okay, and do you help fix the vulnerability you found during the test? Yes, as I mentioned that, yes, we do help. The development team to fixing the vulnerability. There are actually 4 things we are doing in the remediation step. First, we give in your development team that these are the steps you have to follow to fix this issue. Second, we give them some references, like some case studies, some article or some videos that how other development team fix those issues. Okay, the second. And the third is we do provide them a consultation call. Like we set up a Google call with them, Gmeet call with them. We our pen tester team will sit with your development team, and they will discuss and resolve any queries. Apart from that, there is an online support also we do provide. And if I talk about the retesting part, so there is actually multiple retesting phase we are providing, so that our client actually got secure, right? So this is the whole thing. I believe I answer all your questions, and that's all. And thanks for joining. Thanks for having me, and have a great evening.